not be eating 1,500 calories a day. Like I was literally talking about this, of course I made a video on it, right? And then people are like, man, 1,500 calories a day, 1,500 calories a day. You need to eat 1,500 calories a day. No, no, you don't, right? That is, I've never had to eat 1,500 calories, and I've prepped for bodybuilding shows, right? To get super lean, bro. You don't need it. It's unnecessary, right? Like it's really unnecessary. It's not needed, right? And it shows that you just need a better strategy. All right, you just need a better strategy, and we're going to talk about it today. So give me a second. I'm tagging all you guys. Once I get done tagging you guys, then we're going to get into it. If you guys are watching on replay, hashtag replay. If you guys are watching live, hashtag live. Let me know that you guys are watching. Um, Man, let me know that you guys are fucking watching. Okay, give me one quick second. Let me know that you guys are watching. Okay. So, man, you guys are watching. If you guys are watching on replay, hashtag replay. If you guys are watching live, hashtag live. I'm happy to be on live and giving you guys the game, bro. Because these people are just crazy out here, bro. It's so nuts, right? I think it's honestly so nuts that people, people that do things. I think it's so crazy how people who are self-taught, right? Who are self-taught try to give advice, right? And I get it, but what works is different. It's a difference between someone who's self-taught and someone who teaches others. I say that all the time. There's somebody who there's a big difference between someone who is self-taught and someone that teaches others. I teach other people, right? And I was a self-taught person at first. I was like, okay, so look, I did this to achieve this result. So you should be able to do it too, right? If you do what I did, you should be able to do it too. And that's not how it goes all the time. And I was telling people, because I've had made a post, right? So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So I had made a post yesterday. Don't eat 1,500 calories a day. I mean, say something like along the lines of don't eat 1,500 calories a day if you wanna lose fat, right? If you want to actually lose fat, build muscle, lean muscle tissue, and look good and feel good in your clothes, right? And perform good at the gym. And then everybody's like, oh, they defended 1,500 calories. I'm like, bro, why would you guys recommend to a grown man, right? A grown man to eat 1,500 calories a day? That's crazy. If I were to really give the average individual, right? Because I'm not talking about fitness people, right? And even fitness people don't even need to eat that low, right? But let's say if I give the average individual 1,500 calories, and you actually ate 1,500 calories, do you know how crazy and how crazy your quality of life would be? This is what would happen to the T. Okay, this to the T. You would have brain fog all day. You would always be hungry. Your cravings would be through the roof, right? You wouldn't be able to focus on work. You would have little to no energy to work out at the gym, right? And then you would be losing more muscle than anything else. 1,500 calories. Like when I hear people say, like, I'm gonna just lose 1,500 calories to lose weight. Look, is eating 1,500 calories going to help you lose weight? Yes, of course. But like, what's the end goal for you? Is your goal just to lose weight for a season, and then once you go back because you're going to go back to eating whatever the fuck you want, right? Once you get the result, if you get the result, some people can't even get through the first week of doing that. But let's say that you magically did, right? Because some of you guys have the willpower to do it, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not impossible just to eat 1,500 calories a day. But let's say you had the willpower to get through it, right? And you got the result. What do you guys think is going to happen as soon as you go back to eating the way that you want? What do you guys think will happen? You're going to gain all the weight back, plus some. You're going to gain all the weight back, plus some. So now you're going to be on this constant cycle of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. And if you're okay with that, cool. Cool. Right? Because some of you guys would be like, well, at that point, I would just try to maintain. The only way that you can maintain that level is to stay eating 1,500 calories. That's the only way. In order to get an extreme result, you have to do extreme things, and you have to continue up with those extreme things and actions to keep the result that you have. You have to at that point. You have to. That's why I tell my clients, like, you don't need to eat 1,500 calories a day. If you have to resort to eating 1,500 calories to lose weight, with all due respect, you have no clue what you're doing. You have no clue what you're doing, right? I'm gonna just be very honest, transparent to you guys. You have no clue what you're fucking doing, right? And the reason why I say that is because you don't need to eat that. You don't need to eat that, that small amount of food, right? Because it's gonna destroy. It's gonna mess up your progress in the gym. And if it messes up your progress in the gym, what do you think is gonna happen? You're not gonna build that lean muscle. If you don't build that lean muscle, you're not gonna look good, and then you're not gonna feel good. You're just gonna be skinny fat, right? Somebody in the comments was telling me, they was like, George, you can't, that's just not true. If you just eat 1,500 calories, you can't just guarantee someone's going to be skinny fat. Yes, the fuck I can. Because if you do it long enough you're gonna start losing muscle. You're gonna start losing muscle. Now, if you guys don't give a fuck about losing muscle, so be it. So be it. Right? But lean muscle is how you look better and feel better. I talk to a lot of you guys in the DM, myself. When I message you guys, it's me, right? It's me. You guys tell me that you want to look good, feel good, right? Be more confident in your own skin, right? Can't do that if you eat 1,500 calories a day, right? And it's not the fact that, right? Because you got to think about it, bro. You still got to go to the gym and work out. Now, 1,500 calories a day might work for somebody who's sedentary. Like, let's say that I didn't work out and I just sat at a desk all day, right? And I didn't work out and I just walked. That could probably work for me. What? Right? Probably could. Like, no bullshit. But I go to the gym, I work out, I live an active lifestyle, right? I can't eat 1,500 calories a day. I'd pass out in the gym. You would not, you would lose so much strength eating 1,500 calories a day, right? Y'all be just so focused on just losing weight, that's the reason why that y'all don't lose weight, because you take the most extreme measures to try to lose the weight. And some of you actually do lose the weight, right? Some of you. But then when you lose the weight, you realize, damn, I lost all this weight and I don't look the way that I want, even though I lost all this weight. I don't look the way that I want. Why is that? Why do you guys think that is? Because you focused on weight loss and not fat loss. Right? Y'all think that the way, you have to attach a feeling. You have to attach a feeling to why you're doing what you're doing. Why? You guys have to ask yourself, why the fuck do I want to lose weight? Why the fuck do I want to get in shape? Why? I ask you guys this all the time. Why? And then y'all be like, and y'all tell me well, who doesn't want to be in shape? Everyone wants to be in shape, but everybody's reason is different. What's your reason? Because I want to look good, feel good. If there's no emotional motivator behind what you're doing, you're not going to stick to it. You guys not understanding that? If there's no emotional motivator, if there's no reason why you're doing what you're doing, you're not going to get the outcome, right? Because you're not emotionally connected to the event. Right? See, helps my performance in mixed martial arts, right? Helps. That's the reason why. There's a deeper reason behind it. You have to attach what you're doing to somebody else, right? You have to attach it to somebody else. If you never attach what you're doing to somebody else, right, or a deeper reason, you'll always fall. Always. But that's not what this is about. Right. What we need to talk about, right, is the 1,500 calories shit. If you guys feel like you have to eat 1,500 calories a day to lose weight, you don't know what you're doing, right? I'm telling you right now, you don't need to do that. You need an actual system that allows you to drop fat and build muscle, right? Drop fat and build muscle. And y'all don't have that, right? You don't have that. You need someone to look. You need an expert to look at your shit. Like someone like myself. You need to DM me right now, right? And be like, look, bro. Look, I'm eating 1,500 calories a day. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Can you help me out? You don't have to say it like that, but can you help me out? And I'll be more than happy to help you out. I'll be more than happy to give you, some assistance with your fitness journey, right? The best way that I can, right? But it's just pride at this point. It's just pride and ego at this point, bro. It's just pride and ego at this point, right? Just trying to do everything on your own. Right, I tell people all the time, They asked me in the DMs, like, why do, like, this one guy asked me, like, yeah, no, why don't people get the results they want? I say, bro, because their pride and ego won't let them. They want to do everything on their own. They want to do every single little thing on their own, and it burns them out. Burns them out, and they can't sustain it. You don't get rewarded for what you can do in a season. You get rewarded for what you can do for a lifetime. You get rewarded for what you can do over a long duration of time, years. Right? You guys don't have that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right? So like if you're eating 1,500 calories a day, we got to stop that shit. Grown men should not be eating 1,500 calories a day. Grown people should not be eating 1,500 calories a day. They should. It's going to reduce your strength. You're going to be wondering why you're losing strength in the gym, right? You're going to be wondering why you have no energy for work, why you have no energy for your kids. You're gonna be like, I don't have any energy to do shit, right? You're going, as soon as you get home from work, you're going to just lay down on the couch and go to sleep. That's what this shit is, bro. At the end of the day, so that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, bro, you're like, you guys need to understand that shit. Come on now. So this live is not going to be super long, but it's just something that I just needed to talk to you guys about. You know, that 1,500 calories a day, not where it's at. It shows a massive knowledge gap. Massive knowledge gap. You don't need to eat. I've gotten people in great shape, right, for years. I've never told somebody, yeah, we're about to eat 1,500 calories. Like, when you truly, like if you were to truly eat 1,800 calories, right, truly eat 1,900 calories, truly eat 2,000 calories, right, you would see that how like in workout and get your steps in, you would see how hard that shit is. That shit is not for the faint of heart. And you guys are working jobs, right? You guys are working whole jobs. You guys have kids, all that kind of stuff. You think that you can waste time, or you can afford, right, to not be operating at your best at work because of brain fog, because you're starving, and then when you're at work, the second that someone brings up, you know, some pizza or some shit like that, and you know you're starving, you start eating, then you're gonna start binge eating. Everybody that's off 1,500 calories a day, they always binge eat. They always end up binge eating. It never fails, right? And they're like, yeah, bro, I kind of fell off, but now I'm back on it. No, the fuck up. Bro, like, bro, no, back up. How did you fall off? Oh man, you know, I just had one bad day. You know, like that one bad day can turn into weeks, right? So, with that being said, you guys, happy Memorial Day to all of you guys, but don't be eating 1,500 calories a day. Right? Don't do that. 1,500, like, man, you just chalked it. All right. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. If you guys need me, you guys know where to reach me. If you guys are tired of eating 1,500 calories a day, if you need somebody specific